Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Bitcoin continues to be in this bearish flag in which it is currently trading, probably still in a wave 4. We currently have no evidence that this wave 4 that I have highlighted here on the chart has already peaked, so we could very well still be in that wave 4. There is just currently no evidence. There are assumptions, and we can make some assumptions that it has already peaked, but there is no evidence. So is this important? Yes, because we are here in an ascending wedge that is generally a bearish pattern. If we zoom out, we can actually see that this is part of a bearish flag with a flagpole, ascending wedge, and that should in most cases move to the downside. The breakout would be to the downside. Not always, maybe 2/3 of the time. Therefore, as a trader, we always need to wait for the breakout. So when would it be confirmed that the wave 4 has peaked? Well, in my opinion, below this level here, 28.6K. Below that would be a significant downside signal. And below this level, we could drop all the way down to, first of all, the previous low here. And again, that's difficult to say because we had on different exchanges different swing lows here on the, what day was that? On the 12th of May. So here on Bitstamp, which is the chart I'm currently using, the low was around 24.5K, a little bit lower, but I've seen some exchanges it was even down to 24.5K. Therefore, the downside potential below the 28.6K level will be the previous swing low. Will that be the end of the wave 5? No, I don't think so. I think we are going to see lower levels. One ideal target level would be the 22K level, which is here the 200-week moving average. That is my primary expectation, that we are going to have another sell-off. Either way, so first of all, either we go down straight away, or if the wave 4 hasn't peaked and it will move above the previous swing high, that would of course be evidence that the wave 4 hasn't peaked yet. Then we would move above 31.5K and could then, and I will put the fib levels on the chart for that. Let me just do that now. What would be the next target then? And it is a bit difficult because it depends on the exchange, It depends on the exchange. Here around 32K, or let me just make that a bit more accurate. The problem is, I've seen on some exchanges that obviously the low here was on the, went all the way down to 24.5K. So that creates an interesting phenomenon. So let's take a look just with the price here from Bitstamp. The ideal retracement level actually for that wave 4 would be 32.1K roughly, okay? This would be the next resistance on our way up should we move even higher here in this wedge, and should we break above the 31.5K level, that previous swing high here. Above that, we could still move all the way up to around about 34.2K, which would be the 50% fib retracement. That would also be very likely for a wave 4. Now, if I go with this level here lower than the actual low on this chart, but as I said, I've seen on some exchanges we did go down all the way to 24.5K. So let's just roughly go down to that level. And if we then go up, it is very interesting because this shows then that already that wave 4 has actually reached the ideal retracement level, the 38.2% fib level, here at around 31.5K. So that would increase the likelihood the wave 4 is already in. So sorry if that is a bit confusing, but it all relates to the Fibonacci retracements from this low. Because this was such an impulsive move down, and because we have here some variation across different exchanges, it could be that we have already reached here that 38.2% fib level. That messes it up a little bit, unfortunately, in the crypto market. It's completely different to stocks and shares where you have one price, but because we have so many different exchanges, it can make it a bit tricky in the crypto market. But what is the little bit in more detail, what could be the scenario here if we move to the downside of the wedge? That would be my ideal scenario. So as I said, primary expectation, actually we break to the downside of the wedge. I just have to assume it. It's a bearish pattern and I've got a bearish Elliott Wave count. Alternative scenario that we move up higher here in a wave 4 and then move down, yeah. And even less likely, from my opinion, is that we break out here to the upside and go to all-time highs. It is possible now, and I wouldn't even have a problem with it anymore. Throughout the last 6 months, I told you we will not see all-time highs until we reach the area between or below 28.7k, and that was reached. From that point of view, I don't have a problem anymore should we see new all-time highs from here, yeah. So very clearly, but it is for me at the moment the most unlikely scenario. So in here, yeah, in this smaller wave that we might have already started. So as I said, in this scenario, the wave 4 has already peaked. We would already be in a wave 5. Yeah, so it could very well be that we already have created here our first wave down in a wave 1. Then as part of that, we've already seen here a wave A. This small peak here, just to give you an idea here of the smaller level wave count, while we don't really have that much going on. This would be an overshooting wave B, or in this case it went below the wave 1, yeah, so I don't know if you can call it undershooting, I don't know, but this is possible. And then this would be the wave C, which would complete ABC, a wave 2. All right, so from here then we could finish the wave 2 off. And if we now see a downturn and move lower here below the wedge and maybe even below 28.6, that would be the confirmation that we are then in this last wave down, during which we should finish the correction off. So a wave 2 always has 3 waves, A, B, C. And in terms of the retracements, does it make any sense? Let's take a look. Yeah, we've already reached here perfectly the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement level. This is the most likely retracement level actually generally across the board, and for a wave 2 also fairly likely. So from here we could start to move down. We already see some selling pressure here, and that is what you need to watch out for if you're watching the charts. Do we go down from here? Is that selling pressure now increasing? And do we move first of all below that swing low here at 29k and then below 28.6, and that could then really take us down to that previous massive swing low that we've seen. So hopefully that analysis of BTC makes sense. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, check out the channel membership and maybe even my trading course I'm currently offering on morecryptoonline.com. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.